Good afternoon. Welcome to the Marketing with a Book podcast. Hi, I'm Henry Devries. I run a company called Indie Books International, and I write a marketing column for Forbes.com. I'm so glad to have you with us today. We have a very special guest. Roman, welcome. So glad to have you with us here today.
Henry, great to be with you. Really excited about it. Been looking forward to this.
Roman runs the RomanGabrielShow.com. And so he is a broadcaster. Also, youth work he's been doing.
Well, that would be Sold Out Youth Foundation.
Sold Out Youth Foundation.
That's right.
And then he'll tell us about soldouttv.com. And then also our relationship with the Executive Next Practices Institute. He's also involved with that, and they're getting involved more with him and all the good deeds he's doing. So we can talk about that too. But first, Roman, tell us about your philosophy on creating a grassroots marketing strategy.
I'm big on relationship building, on reciprocity, in terms of helping others to be successful. That's one of our big tenets in our youth program, is teaching others to be successful from your success, in sharing the success. And then, with what we do with our radio show is we use our radio show, content is king today. I've been fortunate to be a content developer through our Roman Gabriel Sports and Entertainment LLC. Been involved in, television, radio, broadcast, social networking, production for 25 years now. So, it's all about telling the stories of successful, positive people who make a difference in other people's lives by using their platform. So we use that platform of the Roman Gabriel Show, with everything that social networking brings, and LinkedIn and, YouTube and Vimeo and podcasts and radio shows, to put out the message that we don't just do that for, obviously we want to make a living, but we do it so we can shine a light on how much in need our children are today, and about how our foundation can help your kids as parents and grandparents to acclimate to a process of success, bowed to more of a testing curriculum, putting all their eggs in that testing basket. And so we've been able to come in and assist schools with the things that they don't have time to do anymore, which is goal setting, drug and alcohol abstinence, fitness, health, and wellness programs. And of course, post-COVID, mental and emotional wellness is the key word, not just for kids, but for everybody in our country right now.
Roman, it always impresses me that you're not just out to make a living, you're out to make a difference. You're doing all these things. You remind me of my big boss at Forbes, Steve Forbes, the publisher. And he said to me one day, he said, "Henry, I did a better job at picking my parents than you did." So I think you did a very good job when you selected your parent.
Well, I give my father a lot of credit for teaching me work ethic, teaching me that there's nothing you can't do if you set your mind to it, and goal setting is so important, and working hard, and surrounding yourself with not only successful people, but high performance people, which pushes you to be better. And that started for me as a young man when I was 9 and wanted to be a professional football player like my father. And my mother instilled in me the relationship skills, the hard work in the classroom. She was both a mom and a dad to me when our parents divorced when I was 9. I have 2 other brothers younger than I. So I really learned at a young age that being intentional about your life, that setting goals, working hard, surrounding yourself with the right people, all of those life skills that all of us learned that it seems that have gone by the wayside in many of our schools today. So what we did was we created and brought back those old school life skill principles with our Sold Out Youth Foundation and our drug and alcohol abstinence education and life skills program in schools. And this put it in a new delivery system, the way that kids like to get it on their cell phones: fast, furious, entertaining, well done. They have a short attention span. Their brains develop differently. So, what we're trying to do for students is to show them that by educating, encouraging, and challenging them to live a life of alcohol and drug abstinence gives them the best opportunity to pursue their dreams and goals. And we lay out a process by which that can happen for them.
one of the saddest phrases I know is that, and alcohol was involved. So thank you for the work you're doing in that. That's important.
Well, it's
And
important. It's really important that we know the problem. The federal government isn't going to solve it. They're not putting out the information the way they should. Right now, we have 35% of 13 to 17-year-old students are experiencing some sort of mental and emotional distress. We have a 25% increase in seniors in high schools committing suicide. 1 out of 3 students that think about suicide. We have a fentanyl problem come over the southern border that's killing our students. We've lost 3 here in my county in the last 2 months. And unfortunately, one of the byproducts of kids being at home, social learning, and social distancing, was that their parents were serving more alcohol to them at home. So, we've got a serious education gap. Part of our program is a PSA program on radio stations where we ask parents to be more vigilant about the mental and emotional health of their students, about talking to them about the drug and alcohol situation, about having a conversation and being more vigilant and involved in their children's lives. So ours is a community approach, a grassroots approach from the bottom up, working with corporations that have community interests, working with faith-based organizations, and working with public and private schools to bring a curriculum that fits in their computer curriculum and is easily assimilates to a curriculum that really doesn't allow for a lot of extra time for these things like life skills, drug and alcohol abstinence, setting goals, and fitness and wellness. And the other thing too that I learned just in the last 8 weeks of being in schools is, it's hard to believe that basically our middle school students only have to do PE twice a week, and our high school students as freshmen, and then after that's an option. So we've got a serious problem that, I have neurologists on my staff, childhood behavioralists, mental success coaches, sports specific coaches, and they all say 20 minutes of exercise a day is absolutely critical, not only to the physical fitness, but to the mental success of the student. It's been proven that test scores go up when students are physically fit. So why we would cut that out and expect that test scores would go up when they're going down just doesn't make a lot of sense.
There's another issue I wanted to talk to you about, and that's the effect of the pandemic on this, the kids in school, the mental health of the kids in school. What are you finding with that?
Well, all of us, on this Zoom call, remember growing up when we were late teens in high school. I don't think any of us thought about dying. I thought it was bulletproof. I didn't think anything could happen to me. I was very confident in that. And I felt that way about my friends. But I have a grandson. I have 6 grandkids that are from 3 to 12 years old. And when you're driving your 7-year-old grandson, who's a 3rd grader, in the back seat, and he looks at you and says, "Granddaddy, am I going to die?" That's a real problem. That's a real problem. We have a generation of kids right now who don't have hope, who think that they're not going to get the same opportunity. They've watched their parents lose their job. They've watched classmates die. They've watched illness that have stricken some of their classmates. Because social emotional growth and nonverbal communication is so key to grade school kids, the masses cover that up. They've stunted their growth that's so important for growing maturity and social ability. That's been cut off. So we can talk about how masks may have solved the COVID problem, but the problems that have come with it, we're not going to know for quite some time how bad that is and how bad it could be. And I know because I hear from counselors in schools.
And for more exclusive video and audio archives, go to our official website at RomanGabrielShow.com. That's RomanGabrielShow.com, and enjoy. We'll see you soon.
Listen to The Roman Gabriel Show at RomanGabrielShow.com or wherever you listen to podcasts.